Only in America do we have people that have $1,200 iPhones checking to see if their SNAP benefits hit.
That's the nature of the scam. It's a bank shot. So then the rebuttal from the Dems is like, oh, well, the vast majority of the people who are marked as live in the Social Security Administration weren't receiving Social Security Administration payments. That is true. What they forgot to mention is they're getting fraudulent payments from every other government program. And that's why the Dems were so opposed to turning off, to declaring someone dead who was dead, because it would stop the entire all the other fraud from happening.
And so, but all this, is it trackable? Like all this other fraud,
It's
if
totally
they wanted
trackable.
to, they could chase it all down.
Yeah, it's not even hard.
But they still oppose it.
And yet they're opposing chasing it all down.
They're opposing chasing it all down because it turns off the money magnet for the illegals.
Wow.
Because it's very logical to like I'm saying the most common sense things possible. If someone's got a birthday in Social Security that is an impossible birthday, meaning they are older than the oldest living American or were born in the future, then you should call them and say, excuse me, we seem to have your birthday wrong, because it says that you're 200 years old. That's all you need to do.
And then you would remove them from the Social Security database and make that number no longer available for all those other government payments.
Exactly.
I wonder why.
Wow. And how much money are we talking?
It's hundreds of billions of dollars.
And this is all traceable. Like you could hunt all this down.
Like you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes here, is what I'm saying.
Well,
We don't need to call Sherlock Holmes for this one.
Is this part of
We just need to call the person
Is this
and say, excuse me, we seem to have the we must have your birthday wrong because it says you're 200 years old or were born in the future. So could you tell us what your birthday is?
If people are not checking if somebody is born in the future, that's so suspicious. And if you block that, man,
That's all you need to do. It's that simple.
But all these other government payments that are available that are connected to this Social Security number, it seems like if you just chased that all down,
Yeah.
you would find the widespread fraud. You would find where it's going.
Yes, but the root of the problem is the Social Security Administration database, because the Social Security number in the United States is used as a de facto national ID number. That's why, like, the bank always asks for your social. So, like, any financial institution will ask for your Social Security number.
It sounds so insane that this isn't chased down. I mean,
I agree.
That in and of itself that's such mishandling.
Yes.
this sounds so simple that you don't need to be an Elon Musk or even a Joe Rogan to realize this doesn't make any sense at all.
Day one of USDA, February 13th, is we sent letters to every governor in America being very clear that no illegal aliens can use SNAP. 0, 0, 0. We asked every state for the first time in history.
The first time in history? That's wild.
This was in February, to send us their data and let us, with Doge and a war room, actually start going through this data to better understand how this explosion of SNAP benefits happened under Joe Biden. We increased almost 40% on this program in just a couple of years under the Biden administration. Of course, we know they were trying to buy the election, but that's a conversation for another time. And since we have asked for that data, 29 states have complied. Of course, almost all the red states, a couple of couple blue states too. But in that data, and I haven't talked about this yet publicly, in that data we've studied about $100 billion in spend. We have found thousands and thousands of illegal use of the EBT card. We have been moving people off of SNAP. We've got almost 700,000 people, I think, we've moved off just since the president took office. We've arrested about 118 people. So this has been ongoing. But Rachel, to your point, what this conversation has allowed is a national spotlight on a broken and corrupt program. We found one guy in 6 different states getting a benefit. We found about 5,000 people that are dead who are still getting benefits. Like, it is time to drastically reform this program so that we can make sure that those who are truly needy, truly vulnerable, are getting what they need, and the rest of the corruption goes away and we can serve the American taxpayer.
And then you have people defending it in special way.
Whatever, I'm a nurse, but I'm still on food stamps with my kids. So as a nurse in Arizona, we are still struggling, and we just got the text that it's not coming through. And
Miss Ma'am, what is this though? So you admitted that you bought NFL tickets for the Chargers and that you put them on a credit card or whatever the case is. But now you're sitting up on this app, bitching, whining, and crying about your food stamps?
I don't know, man. It's like, it's not that I don't want you to have a good time, but you don't want to share that good time.
Well, but what is the purpose of allowing all those people into the country? It can't be. I wouldn't imagine that anyone in their society supports this.
Well, let me explain. This is a diabolical scam. What they do is they divert the Medicaid funds and turn it into a slush fund for the states that goes well beyond emergency medical care.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will explain everything. I think people don't even realize the fact that a lot of people use healthcare, even if you give it for free, it still raises the price, especially for those that have to pay for it.
Because you mentioned, for example, how much, say, Hillary and Obama have changed their tune from prior speeches where they were hard-nosed about not letting in anyone who's a criminal into the country, having secure borders, all that stuff. So why did they change their tune?
I showed those videos. Hillary and a lot of Democrats were back in the day illegals. You got to chill.
Shadows, if they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
Those are the Democrats I like.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable. We all agree on the need to better secure the border and to punish employers who choose to hire illegal immigrants. What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. But after you've done these things over a certain period of time, you can earn your citizenship.
You know what Obama was predominantly known for? His whole fucking shit? Excuse my language. Go for it.
Oh, go for it, brother.
Deporter in chief.
They totally progressed in something that I don't like.
Now we're finding out this is part of the reason why there's this government shutdown that's going on right now.
Yes, the entire basis for the government shutdown is that the Trump administration correctly does not want to send massive amounts of, like, hundreds of billions of dollars to fund illegal immigrants in the blue states, or in all the states, really.
And guess what? It's highly effective. Because it's not only effective, most people don't even know it's happening.
And by the way, it's a strategy that, if allowed to work, would work. And in fact, has worked.
And now let's understand the strategy.
Which is that when we do the census in the United States, the way the census works for apportionment of congressional seats and electoral college votes for the president is by number of persons in a state, not number of citizens.
Right.
It's number of people. So you could literally be a tourist and you will count.
Wait, what? Now I don't even want to go to America because my presence might help somebody I don't like. Because if it's true, that means it incentivizes the states to be like, yo, come over here. I will help you in a certain way. Then you might vote a certain way. That's why I never agree with people that are immigrants saying that immigrants are kind of conservative, but they keep voting Democrat. You know why? Because you treat them like shit. I'm like, nobody's treating like shit. They're getting bought.
If you are a human with a pulse, then you count in the census for allocating congressional seats and presidential votes.
So it's all about getting electoral representation, no matter what. And if they vote for you because you're giving them something, you will always stay in power.
And they keep doing that strategy and cement a supermajority. That is what they're trying to do.
So the end goal, they just want as many people there so they can have as many seats and give people the things so they keep voting for them. Building a society that people only vote for you, not because you're a good person, no, because you're giving them something to keep that vote.
So they'll get more congressional seats. They'll get more presidential electoral college votes, that would get them the House, a majority in the House, and they would get to decide who is president. Literally based on illegals. These are not disputed facts by either party. I want to emphasize that sink in.
Yeah, this is not a conspiracy.
These are not disputed facts by either party.
I mean, if the rules were like this and both parties agreed, but suddenly one decided, hey, I can just add more people and have more seats. I'm just following the rules.
Yeah, boy.
Even if they're illegals, even if they're tourists, there comes a point one party will always win. And one party is all about pick yourself by the bootstrap. The disciplined will always be punished. And if you want a society like that, I think that's a horrible society.
This is just the way the law works. The way it should work is that only U.S. citizens should count in the census for purposes of determining voting power.
Because people that aren't legal can't vote.
California and New York have made it illegal to show your photo ID when voting. Thus, effectively, they've made it impossible to prove fraud. Impossible. They've essentially legalized fraudulent voting in California and New York.
So that would essentially turn the entire country into California.
Yes.
Where you have differing opinions, but it doesn't matter because one party is always in control.
Yes. And Democrats want to keep the money spigot going to incent illegal immigrants to come into the U.S. who will vote for them.
I warned people that this was the mission. Nobody believed me. But I just saw the pattern. It was the easy ways to be in power and nobody would believe you it's happening until, hey, it's a good thing. Just justify to me why the heck Democrats changed after 2008.
If you have open borders and you provide a ton of government handouts, which creates a massive financial incentive for people from other countries to come to your country, and you don't prosecute them for crime, they're going to be beholden to you, and they will vote for you. And that's why Obama and Hillary went from being against open borders to being in favor of open borders. That's the reason.
I can understand people can disagree with deportation, but I also can understand if you're in a country and you're always going to be afraid to do the legal part, you can justify building a life in a country being illegal. And the only way I would feel comfortable in such a country is when a specific party is always telling me they love me, they'll do anything, but they only scream and stand up for me when I'm about to get deported, because it will give them another vote.
But if you say that the standard must be perfection for expelling illegals, then you will not get any expulsion.
And I agree with him. There is no perfect system, but the current system is going to last so long it will be permanent.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, dur, loqueta, verdeta, welcome.